Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're on a mission, really, to demystify the world of AI, especially if you're just starting out. If you've ever thought AI is just for, hardcore coders or computer scientists, this deep dive, it's absolutely for you. We're going to look at how you can use some really powerful AI tools right away, no coding needed, to boost your efficiency, boost your learning. And guiding us today is someone truly special, an expert who actually made the leap into AI from a totally different field.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm Dr. AI, and that's exactly right. My own path into AI started after I finished my PhD in physics, believe it or not. So I really get what it's like coming into the space without that traditional tech background. And my promise today is simple. You absolutely do not need to code to start using AI, right now, to save time, add value, whatever your goal is. So yeah, this is for anyone, maybe you're changing careers, maybe you're deep into self-studying, or maybe you're just curious about what AI can actually do for you. I'm going to share 3 super practical tools that can swing that AI door wide open for you.
Okay, fantastic. Let's tackle something head on then. A common barrier. When people hear AI, their minds often jump straight to, complex math, scary algorithms, endless code. It feels like this exclusive club, right?
Yeah.
It's super hard to get into. And that definitely makes people hesitate.
Oh, absolutely. And I know that feeling firsthand because, I lived it. When I first thought about moving into AI, my immediate reaction was, okay, I've got to learn all the machine learning theory first, every single equation. Seriously, I spent months just reading, trying to cram it all in, thinking I couldn't possibly touch anything practical until I'd memorized, everything. It honestly held me back for months. I just didn't start. But here's the thing I figured out, the kind of key insight. That first use, that initial hands-on experience, it's actually way more important than learning the theory first. What I mean is, when you actually use a tool, even for something small, and it works, that builds confidence like nothing else. Theory alone just can't do that. It's like a snowball, You start small, you apply it, it works, and boom, a snowball starts rolling. It gets bigger, picks up more snow, more confidence, more practical knowledge. And crucially, it shows you exactly what theory you actually need to learn next. You figure out what gaps you need to fill for your specific goals. So think of these tools as accelerators. They don't just help you do stuff. They actually kickstart the whole learning engine. Using them right away gets that learning process rolling, lets it grow, and it naturally pulls in the theory when you actually need it, when it makes sense.
That snowball effect analogy is great. It really clicks. And it totally reframes how you approach learning, doesn't it? It sounds like a much more practical, maybe less intimidating way to build confidence, not just in AI, but really in tackling anything complex. But let me play devil's advocate for a second. Is there a risk just doing things with AI tools before you really grasp the why behind them, especially if someone wants to go deeper eventually? Couldn't this lead to just a surface-level understanding?
That's a really fair point. And it's important. Look, tools first is about breaking down that initial barrier, that hesitation. It's definitely not about ignoring theory forever. The risk of superficial understanding is real, if you only ever use the tools and never bother to understand the concepts underneath. But for beginners, honestly, the biggest risk is usually never starting because it feels too scary. By using the tools first, you build intuition, you see what they can do, and that practical experience gives you context for the theory later on. So when you eventually read about, say, a specific algorithm, you can think, oh, right, that's like when I use that feature in ChatGPT. It makes the theory stick much better. It's really about just flipping the usual learning order, just for that initial push to get momentum going.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, building the context first. So let's get practical. We've talked about the why of this approach. Let's get into the how. What are these tools, the ones you recommend that, don't need any coding whatsoever?
Right. Okay, so I've played around with a lot of tools, seriously. But I've picked 3 that are super practical, things you can genuinely start using, like today. First one, probably the one most people have heard of, ChatGPT. Think of it like having a conversation with AI. It's like your own omniscient tutor who's always available.
An omniscient tutor. I like that framing. So beyond just asking it random facts, what are some specific, maybe less obvious ways people listening can use ChatGPT right now to really speed up learning or handle tricky information?
Yeah, great question. Moving beyond just asking what is X is key. For learning, imagine you're faced with a really dense article or paper. Instead of getting stuck, copy-paste a chunk into ChatGPT and ask it to, explain this like I'm 10, or summarize the main points in simple bullets. It's amazing for breaking down complex stuff. Or you can use it to practice thinking logically. Ask it something like, give me 3 situations where algorithm A is better than algorithm B, and tell me why. Helps you connect the dots. And it's not just learning. Content creation, don't just ask it to write an email. Ask it to say, draft a polite but firm response to this customer complaint focusing on empathy. It's great for tone. Or preparing for an interview. Feed it the job description and ask, generate 5 challenging behavioral questions based on this role, then maybe even ask it to role play the interview with you. And the best part, no software needed, no code. Just type your questions, get clear answers. Simple as that. Okay, tool number 2. This one I call a bit of a hidden gem, Resi. It's an AI platform built specifically for crafting resumes.
A hidden gem. Okay, I'm intrigued. Who's this really best for? Thinking about maybe someone without a tech background or HR know-how, maybe someone just struggling to get noticed. And what's the magic that makes the resumes compelling?
Right. Resi is brilliant for anyone who finds writing resumes, especially in English, a bit daunting. Or if you need to tweak your resume for like 5 different jobs without spending all day on it. It's perfect if you just want to simplify that whole stressful application process. The magic is really its focus on ATS, that's applicant tracking systems. You know, the software companies use to scan resumes. If your resume isn't formatted right or doesn't have the right keywords, a human might never even see it. Resi looks at the job description you give it and helps you automatically weave in those crucial keywords. But it's smarter than just keyword stuffing. It suggests better ways to phrase your bullet points, like starting with strong action verbs, quantifying your achievements, makes your impact really clear. Plus, it gives you clean templates. No design skills needed. I remember the first time I used it, I fed it my a pretty standard, kind of boring resume. Within minutes, seriously, it spat out 2 or 3 way better optimized versions tailored for specific jobs I was looking at. Didn't need any design help, didn't need fancy copywriting skills. They were good to go. It was amazing. Turned a generic doc into targeted applications just like that. And the third tool, one that many people might already use but maybe not its AI features, Notion AI. Notion itself is great, but Notion AI turns it into this, this super all-around learning and work assistant.
Okay, super all-around is a big claim. What kinds of things can it actually do that make it stand out? How does it go beyond just, say, summarizing text like other AI tools might?
It is a big claim, but I think it holds up because it connects everything. It's about centralizing your whole workflow. For learning, sure, it tracks progress, but think bigger. You can build a whole personal knowledge base. Let's say you're researching something. You paste in 5 different articles. You can ask Notion AI, summarize the core arguments from all these pieces and point out where they disagree. It synthesizes information across documents, not just one at a time. Then you could ask it to generate follow-up questions based on that synthesis, or even draft an outline for a presentation. For project planning, it can help break down big goals into smaller steps, suggest timelines, even draft initial project briefs. Or if you're switching careers, use it to map out a detailed study plan or create a tracking table that you can easily update. The real power, the one-stop management thing, is that all your notes, tasks, research plans, it's all in one place. Connected. No more scattered Word docs, spreadsheets, random notes everywhere. It stops that feeling of being drowned in information. It really helps you get organized and, honestly, just more efficient.
Wow, okay. That's a fantastic rundown of 3 really different but powerful tools. It sounds like each offers a pretty clear path into using AI practically.
Right.
But I can almost hear people thinking, okay, great tools. But now I have 3 options. How do I pick? How do I actually start without getting, bogged down? What are your quick start steps for someone feeling maybe a little overwhelmed?
Yeah, that's the classic next question, isn't it? Totally understandable. And it hits on that paralysis we talked about. Okay, so my advice. It boils down to 3 really simple, actionable steps just to get you moving. Step 1, pick the tool you need most right now. Seriously, don't try to learn all 3 at once. That's a recipe for disaster. Just pause for a second. What's your biggest pain point today? Do you need quick answers or help understanding AI concepts? Start with ChatGPT. Is your resume the big blocker stopping you from applying to jobs? Go straight to Resi. Need to get your study notes, tasks, or research under control? Notion AI is probably your best bet. The absolute key here, just pick one. Avoid that information overload. Start small, build some momentum. Step 2, give yourself one specific task. Okay, you picked a tool. Now don't just click around aimlessly. Set yourself one concrete, achievable goal and actually do it. For instance, today I will use Resi to generate 1 draft resume for that job posting I saw, just 1. Or I'll use Notion AI to create a super simple table called This Week's Study Goals. If you chose ChatGPT, maybe your task is just, ask what is deep learning? And then ask 2 follow-up questions about it. The point is to just do it once. Feel what it's like. Get that small win. Build that little bit of confidence. And step 3, practice regularly. Like any skill, right? You got to use it or lose it. Schedule a tiny bit of time each week to use your chosen tool. Maybe it's just 15 minutes every Monday morning. Update your study tracker in Notion AI. Generate 1 creative writing idea with ChatGPT, whatever fits. When I was really deep in self-learning mode, I made myself write a quick weekly learning summary in Notion. Every single week for 2 months. It was simple, but it kept me engaged with the tool, made my progress visible, and honestly, it built the habit. Consistent baby steps make a huge difference.
Okay, those steps really break it down, makes it feel much less daunting. It shifts the focus from learning all of AI to just using a helpful tool for a specific task. I like that. Now, before everyone listening rushes off to try these, are there any common, maybe mindset traps or pitfalls that beginners should really try to avoid? Things to watch out for?
Oh, yes, definitely. Before you even open one of these tools, it's worth thinking about a few common mistakes that can really trip you up. 3 big ones come to mind. Mistake number 1, being afraid to make mistakes or ask dumb questions. So many people worry, is my question too basic, or will I look silly? Even talking to an AI, let me tell you, the AI does not care. It won't judge. In fact, the more you experiment, the more basic questions you ask, the more you push the boundaries, the faster you actually learn. Seriously, embrace the trial and error. It's how this works best. Mistake number 2, thinking you have to learn all the theory before you practice. We touched on this, the snowball effect. Traditional school drills into us, read the textbook chapter, then do the problems. But we're really in what I like to call an experiential learning era now, especially with tech like AI. It's just much, much more effective, particularly when you're starting out, to get your hands dirty first. Do something with the tool, see what happens. That experience gives you a hook to hang the theory on later. Your brain actually wants the why more once it's seen the what. And mistake number 3, trying to become an expert in all the tools immediately. Please don't rush this. It's so tempting, I know. You see how cool ChatGPT is, then Rezi, then Notion AI, and you want to master them all now. Resist. Pick your one tool. Really get comfortable with it. Use it until it feels natural in your workflow. Only then, when you feel pretty good with that one, should you maybe start exploring another. Trying to juggle too much just leads to giving up on everything.
Those are such crucial points about mindset, especially in a field moving as fast as AI. It really underscores that learning AI, even the no-code way, is less about becoming a tech genius overnight and more about, well, engaging practically and managing your own learning path smartly. This has been incredibly helpful. Seriously, a really practical look at AI for anyone wanting to jump in. So thinking about all this, what does it mean for you listening right now? Which of these tools sparks your interest the most? Is it the omniscient tutor ChatGPT, the resume-building hidden gem Rezi, or the one-stop management of Notion AI? I have to admit, that Notion AI idea for finally getting my scattered notes organized, that's calling to me.
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious to hear what people think. Your feedback really does help us figure out what to cover next. So please, leave a comment, send us a message, let us know which tool you're keenest to try first. ChatGPT, Rezi, or Notion AI. And hey, if you found this useful, you definitely won't want to miss our next deep dive. We're going to get into my first AI project experience, how to predict house prices using an ML model. It'll be a really interesting look behind the curtain. And of course, please subscribe to the deep dive if you haven't already, and maybe share this with a friend, especially anyone you know who's maybe switching careers or just feeling a bit intimidated by all the AI talk. This could be just the nudge they need.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into unlocking AI without the code. We really look forward to having you with us again next time.